The wind on Ktherin 5 didn't feel like wind at all. It moved like liquid metal, shimmering between golden cliffs as if the entire desert breathed in slow, tidal motions. Orion Kade stepped onto the ridge, boots sinking into powder-fine dust that glowed pale blue under the twin moons. His mission was simple: recover an Imperial data capsule stolen by raiders and return before night radiation peaked. Quick in, quick out. A routine job, or so Command had promised. But nothing about Ktherin 5 ever stayed routine. Orion scanned the valley through his visor. Heat signatures flickered, a crashed skimmer, smoke curling upward in ghostly spirals. Around it lay the bodies of the raiders, charred and twisted like burnt metal. But one movement caught his eye. Someone alive. Someone trying to crawl. He sprinted down the ridge, the ground humming under his boots. As he reached the wreck, he froze. It wasn't a raider. It was a woman. An alien, slender, silver-skinned, bioluminescent markings along her arms flickering weakly like fading constellations. Her eyes, soft violet, widened with fear as she tried to pull away. "Easy," Orion said, lowering his weapon. "I'm not here to hurt you." She trembled, her voice fragile. "Everyone else left me. They always leave. My people, even the raiders." Orion crouched beside her. She wasn't just injured. She was terrified, abandoned, and completely alone. Protocol said, leave all non-human combatants. Human instinct said otherwise. "Not me," he whispered. "I'm staying." Her eyes shimmered. For the first time that night, she didn't look afraid. Orion lifted her gently, feeling her wince. She was lighter than she appeared, almost weightless, like holding a bundle of soft light. As he carried her toward shelter under a cliff arch, something stirred deep inside him, something protective, primal, and unexpectedly tender. "What's your name?" he asked. "Lira," she murmured. "Last daughter of the Altari." "That makes 2 of us," Orion said. "Last of something." Despite her pain, she smiled. The first danger came sooner than expected, for raider skimmers dropping from the sky, engines shrieking. Orion cursed under his breath and set Lira down behind a boulder. "Stay hidden." "Orion," she whispered. "Be careful." He charged toward the raiders, blaster drawn. Plasma bolts lit the night like purple lightning. Orion moved with that distinctly human ferocity that alien species often underestimated, the stubborn refusal to die. He ducked under a barrage, rolled, and fired 3 shots in rapid succession. 1 raider fell. Another crashed into the rocks. 2 remained. 1 fired a sonic pulse cannon. The shockwave flung Orion nearly 10 meters. His ears rang, vision blurring. The weapon charged again, then suddenly dimmed, the raider's body convulsing as violet energy spiraled around him. Lira stood behind him, her markings bright as stars, her hands glowing. "You did that?" Orion asked, breathless. "My people, we share energy," she whispered. "Healing, or harming, if we must. Remind me never to get on your bad side." She smiled weakly. "I don't think you'll ever be on my bad side." He lifted her again, this time holding her closer than necessary, and she didn't protest. They pushed deeper into the desert, avoiding patrols and radiation storms. By dawn, they reached an ancient Altari sanctuary carved into the stone, spirals of runes glowing faintly. As Orion set Lira down, she pressed her palm to a pillar. The runes brightened, bathing her in light. "It recognizes you," Orion said. "It remembers my ancestors." She turned to him. "And now, it remembers you." The ground beneath them shifted. A warm wave swept through Orion's body, like a gentle hand brushing his soul. Images flashed in his mind, stars, memories not his own, feelings that weren't entirely human or Altari. When the light faded, Lira leaned into him, exhausted. Was that safe? Orion whispered. It was a bonding ritual, she said softly. A link between our spirits. Temporary, unless we choose otherwise. He swallowed hard. And what did you choose? Her violet eyes locked onto his. You stayed when no one else did. He brushed her cheek gently. I'd stay again. Their moment shattered when the sky darkened, a massive dreadnought descending, its shadow blanketing the desert. A voice boomed from the loudspeakers, cold and authoritative. Orion Kade. Surrender the Altari female at once. Lira's breath hitched. Admiral Varric. He destroyed my colony. Orion clenched his fists. Then today, we finish this. They dashed into the canyon as drones swarmed after them. Orion fired relentlessly while Lira used her light to deflect beams. The canyon walls glowed with every blast. They leaped over fissures, slid down slopes, pushed through narrow tunnels as drones exploded behind them. Finally, they reached the heart of the sanctuary, an ancient Altari core pulsing like a living star. This can amplify my power, Lira said. But I cannot access it alone. Orion stepped beside her. Good thing you're not alone. She placed her glowing hand over his heart. He placed his hand over hers. Their bond surged, warmth, trust, fire, hope, two souls merging into something neither species had seen before. The core erupted, sending a tower of violet and gold light into the sky. The drones vaporized. The dreadnought's shields cracked like glass. Admiral Varric appeared, descending with grav boots, armored and armed with a tri-blade cannon. Humans, he spat. Always meddling. Always thinking you matter. Orion stepped forward, eyes blazing with borrowed Altari light. We don't think we matter, he said. We prove it. Varric attacked. Orion blocked the cannon blast with a shield of violet energy, Lira's power flowing through him. He countered with a punch that cracked Varric's armor. Lira raised her hands, weaving cosmic light around Orion, strengthening him. Together, they moved like a single being, human courage and Altari grace fused. Varric fired wildly. Orion dodged, grabbed the cannon, and slammed it into the ground. Lira released a final surge of energy, overwhelming the admiral. His armor shattered. He fell, defeated, swallowed by the light he sought to control. Silence settled over the canyon. Orion turned to Lira, gently cupping her face. Are you okay? She nodded, tears shimmering. You saved me. Again. We saved each other. She leaned into him, lips brushing his. A soft, warm kiss beneath the rising suns, a beginning more than an ending. Weeks later, they built a home near the restored sanctuary. Lira adopted a young orphaned Altari child, bright-eyed and curious. Orion taught the kid how to fly a skimmer and patch armor plates. One evening, under the glowing moons, Lira took Orion's hand. Our bond, it is permanent now, she said. He smiled. Good. I'm not going anywhere. Their child ran into their arms, laughing. The family, human and Altari, stood together as the stars above shimmered in approval. Across the galaxy, stories spread of the human who defied an empire, saved a dying race, and forged a love that united two worlds. The universe had countless legends. But this one began with a simple act, a human refusing to leave someone behind. And in that decision, the stars themselves bent toward him.